Well, hello, everyone. We are here. It's Thursday night, and this is our Thursday night live. So, welcome to our show tonight. Martin and I are here, and we are going to be doing a continuation um, about what does your daily schedule look like? Are you free to work out in the morning? Are you free to work out in the evenings? What exactly does that look like for you? So, Martin, welcome. How are you today?
I'm doing fine. I'm doing fine. It's a little colder and windier than I would like in a West Coast environment, but I can't complain. And like I said, we've got a nice little topic to talk about, branching off from our talk on Tuesday. And this is a chance for us to get a little glimpse of our audience and see kind of what their schedule looks like, and see if we can help them in any way possible. So this is a chance for the next hour or so to kind of pick our brains and a chance to see maybe it's a little simple fix to get everything going the right way. Maybe it's nothing so drastic, and this is your chance to talk to Jewel and myself. So I'm excited.
Right. Well, that's good. I know that I have uh, added the link on, and a few people have been invited. We'll say hello to everyone, and also feel free to go to YouTube to get the link if you can do that. Also, feel free if you're looking for the link. Let me see. Is something turn something on mute if you have two apparatuses on, maybe turn that to mute. And again, like I said, we'll let you start out right now, talking about what we can do and um, until we see who's coming on. So
Well,
go
yeah,
ahead, and we're gonna, like, in comments, just go to the comments section and we can greet everyone. And if anybody wants to come on, I will put the link here. But don't forget, you can also get it off of YouTube. And so we're talking about what the schedule looks like. Um, so you can get the link right here, and you can also get it on YouTube. So feel free. We're just saying hello to everyone. Feel free to grab the link on Instagram. Sorry, not Instagram, but Facebook and YouTube. And then go ahead, Martin. I'll let you start out so that you can let them know what we talked about.
mhm.
I have a few notes here, and I'll chime in as soon as I can.
All right, excellent. Well, I was actually, we were talking about our daily schedule and kind of how we break it down, when we're going to eat, when we see our most of our time being made for work, and then also when is our time to eat, when is our time to work out, and such forth from there. So for me, I typically like to do my workouts kind of later in the day. I just like to kind of do my work or my me time in the mornings, whether it's 5, 6, 7, 8, whenever it is in the morning, get that done with, and then obviously I'll do my work where either committing to my personal work or to journaling or meditating or such forth from there. So the biggest thing is I kind of like to focus on a little meat in the morning, and then that kind of gets me going, where I kind of have in the back of my mind knowing, okay, you know what, I did my emails, I did my high priority emails, I contacted people that I need to contact early in the morning. I still have some more work for the rest of the day, but I'm going to micromanage, and I wanted to just get that load off my back a little bit, and now I can go on with my procedure. So then I can go do a little something where that's when I'll probably go and do a workout after that. Nothing too crazy, about an hour. and then after that, eat my meal, and then I get back to work for the rest of the day and such forth from there. So, and sometimes it changes. Like the past couple of days, surprisingly, I just had my parents in town visiting, and they're doing like a West Coast trip, and they were here in the morning, so I couldn't do my workout in the morning, but I was able to stay on track on terms of my meals and staying in a kind of a calorie deficit throughout the day. And I just adjusted, and now I'm gonna do. And I did my workout later in the day, and then I had my meal after. So for me, it's kind of like finding the puzzle pieces, which is one of them is obviously when you're going to eat, and it depends on how many times you have available. And I know the biggest thing is that's around the schedule of when you're working. So most of the time, people can only squeeze in maximum 3, 4 good meals in a day because at lunch they've got maybe an hour max. After work they maybe got they don't want to spend 3 hours sitting around, so maybe they got another hour after work, and then all of a sudden they're coming down to the end where it's like, when do I eat my meal? Do I work out before my dinner? Do I work out after my dinner? And so forth from there. So from there, just finding the puzzle pieces that kind of work for you, and then just managing those for the next day. Now, surprisingly enough, I had just told Jewel this as well. I was driving, getting groceries the other night, and wham, my car hit a curb, and I popped my tire. And it was just because I just needed to. One of my headlights was not working as well sufficiently, and I was like, I'll squeeze it off to the weekend, and I literally couldn't squeeze it to the weekend. There was a problem that happened, and when I took it to the mechanic even told me, he's like, I don't even know how you're driving in the evenings with these lights, because yeah, they work, but they're not even that bright and that light. And in the back of my mind, I'm like, man, this Las Vegas doesn't have enough lights. I don't know, I can't see out here. So it's just one thing to another, and it just showed up, and I had to adjust. But in the meantime, it didn't throw off where now I'm not working out, or now I'm not now I've got to deal with work. I got to catch up with work, and things just pile on. So when you're on top of your day, or or being accountable, or on top of what you can do, even these little mishaps that happen, they won't throw you off your journey or your path for that day. So I got my car done earlier. Everything is done with that, and now I was able to eat something before the live, and then I plan on doing another workout just to kind of ease my mind, let go of the past 3, 4 days, and then just kind of end the week strong. And then let's start next week on the up as well. So yeah, like I said, being making healthy choices and finding a healthy routine does not neglect the fact that we're living in a life that issues will come up, problems will come up, things that you don't even think of can come up, and that's life. And we want to make sure that when they do arise, you're at your best. You're not, putting down others. You're not being short-tempered. You're not, binge eating to kind of deal with it. Then all of a sudden you got to deal with looking in the mirror, and then that just puts more pressure on yourself. So the biggest thing is, when these challenges do arise, you're ready to face them head on. And that's the kind of mindset that we want to build. And with that, you get that when you have a nice little schedule. You're putting the foods in you, and you're drinking relatively good hydration throughout the whole day. Whether it's water, whether it's tea, whether it's coffee, and such forth from there, giving you that stimulus that you need to kind of keep you managing your day, and not just fluctuate your heart rate up and down. You want to manage your day as possible. Now, that doesn't mean don't get emotional. Oh man, I just got a flat tire. Oh, whatever, it's okay. It literally pushed me to think, okay, what can I do to make sure that this doesn't happen anymore? And I just had to be sharp. I knew I needed to take my car in for a little oil change, for headlights. And if you're not on top of it, it'll leach, and then boom, something bigger will happen. So it is what it is. You just wanna for yourself, is in any problem that you want to go through, you want to find out why it happened, and could you have prevented it? Could you prevent it going forward so it doesn't happen next time? And then boom, you make yourself better for your own experience from there. So yeah, I just gave you some real examples from myself. Literally from Tuesday, I'm giving you an example of everything smooth. I got my days going on. The last 48 hours, everything was just up and down. And now I feel like everything's back to smooth, but I can literally look back and say, wow, I handled it pretty well. Things didn't go too crazy. I was still able to, talk to people, reach out to people that I needed, but not at the best time available. But I was still able to get back to people and make sure that they knew everything was okay. And hey, let's get back on track. You know what I mean? So yeah, that's my example. I thought I was just gonna come on here and start hearing other people talk about what they were gonna do, but I literally had to break into my day and my past 2 days. And yeah, you just have to adjust. And the good thing, the beautiful thing is, in the back of my mind, I really wasn't worried about, I got to get in a workout. I haven't worked out. What's going on? You just ease that off. And when you have, you're putting good food in your body, you're drinking hydration relatively throughout the whole day, smooth, and you just got to think, focus, get to yourself a little bit, maybe zone out, or maybe if you are, kind of talk to your best man or your spouse or whatever it is, and do that and refocus and get back on track. Getting back on track and refocusing shouldn't take a 3 4 day thing. Depends on how serious it is, right? But in terms of making sure our mental state is back where it needs to be, we want to make sure we can get that back as soon as possible, to make sure that we're giving our best to the people around us. And as much as we don't like someone who's in a bad mood, people don't want to deal with us when we're in a bad mood either. So that's all we're trying to fix. And like I said, just make sure you can get back on track as soon as possible from there. So yeah, I see some comments here. Thanks for the support, guys. And I'm looking forward to maybe having one person jump on maybe soon and give us an example of kind of what struggles they see, or any questions like, hey, I usually work out in the evening time, but I have a problem of should I eat dinner first or should I work out first? But then they think, well, I can't really work out after work because I'm so hungry. I didn't really eat anything. But then when I do eat something after dinner, I feel lazy to go to the gym and I don't feel like I'm
Yeah.
getting a good workout. So it's one of those things where we can really break down your schedule, see how many calories you're eating throughout the day, what your schedule will look like throughout the day, and see if maybe we can switch one of the two of those things. Like for example, Jill had brought up the example of a protein shake, and we have our pros and cons on that. But for me, the biggest substitute is just going via soup. It's still liquid form. You can pack it with much more nutrients that you need or that you want to get out of there, and then it's just as I would say, prep wise, it's kind of the same style as a prep. You still got to cut up your fruit or veggies that you do for a smoothie. Do the same thing for a soup, but this time you just put it in a stew or put it in a broth, and you're good to go. And I know nowadays people like having those cups to go, and I love seeing soup to go on the go, and especially with slow cookers. Like I saw a YouTuber where they're just focusing on slow cooking foods. And one of the things was soup. And it's kind of the thing where you have it there, you can make your soup broth with chicken and beef and beans and such forth from there, any veggies as well. And they just put it in that little heater cup that just stays heat. And they're like, yeah, I eat it takes about 2 servings. So they'll eat half of it at lunch, another half the other half when they're done with their dinner. And then they go work out, and then that forces them. And then in their mind, they're like, "Well, I've eaten kind of 2 late meals. Their body's kind of late. They just got done with a workout. They like to have their kind of bigger meal or their more natural meal at like 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock, and then they're good for the rest of the night." And like I said, if it's something we can substitute there, that's a little fix as well. So yeah, and like I said, maybe another topic, maybe on Tuesday, would us go into a little more of protein shakes or via and kind of pros and cons into that, because I know a lot of people like the fact that it's on the go. They can just put a couple ingredients on there and some powders and they're good to go. But more times you're doing more harm than good with those things, just because of what the FDA allows and what they're neglecting in terms of kind of adding fillers and such forth in order to kind of make up, or why you see such good looking products for such low price at $8, $9, $10 a bag of protein. And it's 20 grams of protein, this and that. I'd love to go over labels on a protein bag and just break down the number one, number two ingredients are most likely the unhealthiest for you. And whey protein, whey is a byproduct of of cheese and the dairy, and we know what that does to people in terms of um, inflammation, and in terms of, and specifically for men, why they're so worried about breakouts and how their skin breaks out and this and that. And they're worried about what's going on. And yeah, dairy can be a factor. And they'll go, I eat sour cream and cheese with my burritos and such forth from there. But it's also the biggest factor is the powder, because the powder right away goes into the gut and can be digested faster, and the body makes use of that more. And when it's more fillers and preservatives that are going through your body, it's not good for your skin color, your nails, your hair, and such forth from there. So those are little things that people don't take up on because they're just so focused on, I look lean, I've got big arms, or I've got toned body. But for us, Jewel and myself, we want to focus on making sure the inside is good, or the inside is beautiful. And once we get the inside good, then we can start going to the outside, and the outside then becomes just such an easier uh, uh, kind of product to fix in terms of looking good. Yeah, we got to make you breathe better, eat better. Make sure your organs are good. Make sure your blood is working at a good rate. Make sure your blood sugars are good, cholesterol levels are well. All those things. Once you start focus on those things, then you'll get the body, or then you'll get the goal that you're looking for. So yeah, Jewel and I are trying to do the hard work, but it's simple fixes, and it just starts with accountability from there. Um,
Yeah. Well, that's good. I'm sitting here enjoying the conversation that you're giving everyone. I see Coach Marie is on. Hello, two of my favorite people. Keep up the great work. Thank you, Marie. Thank you. Appreciate that. We've got some messages here. I love to work out early morning. My day normally starts at 5 a.m. Bless your heart.
mhm,
Yeah, because a lot of people get up early. Mine fluctuates. Some mornings I'm up early. I go to bed late. I get up early. Sometimes um, it just depends. I work out late at night. What I like to do is take a shower or soak in the tub,
mm,
and then I do my yoga, my
mm,
asanas. A lot of people think you're supposed to shower after you do yogas and Pilates, but this is a way to help you to relax.
mhm,
So yeah, and you had some other things on there. I think we were mentioning to keep from to get into alignment and to soar, um, to keep people from being depressed or anxiety building up, or just total disappointment. It's good to work out. It's good to make healthy choices. So I wanted to add that into what you were already saying, because you mentioned your week. Let me tell you, I had a week. And the thing about it is, it's about people.
mm,
Um, what's really strange, because I deal with people every day, it caught me off guard,
mm,
and I almost didn't know how to react.
mm,
But then I had to go deep inside, because you want to talk to somebody, you want to tell people what exactly happened, just so that you can decompress.
yeah.
But sometimes people don't want to hear it. Who knows what they're going through? So, I had to sit back. I caught a good friend of mine who had a Wednesday uh, midweek. Um, it's kind of like a sermon, and I was able to tap into that, and it helped me to
Mm,
decompress, because I was taken aback. I didn't expect the response that I got. And
nice.
so, yeah, like, with all that being said, if you don't eat well, be conscious of what you're eating. It could have taken me to a downward spiral, so that's why
Mm,
I mentioned that. But
yeah,
yeah.
excellent. Yeah, it's. I'm glad you said that, because sometimes I find myself when I'm kind of at a fork. in terms of decision making, or there's a lot going on, I'll just pause and take myself out, and I'll just go to a gym and do a workout, and all of a sudden it seems like I just figured out the answer. The answer just came to me. And sometimes when I know that I'm going through something, I'll purposely not answer, or I purposely will wait on a decision in terms of replying back to an email or getting back to a phone call. And I'm like, listen, I maybe need a couple minutes to myself. I'll go do a workout. I'll do something like a shower, and decompress the deep tissue muscle and the mind. And then all of a sudden, it feels like when I rethink about it, it's like, boom, I got the answer back again. So yeah, that was a really good point that you brought up as well, that I like to practice.
Yeah, it was hectic. And I was like, oh my goodness, what is it that we need to do to help people to get in alignment?
Mhm.
So while I'm not sure, some people may come on, they may not, they may uh, put your comments in the comments section, or I haven't seen anybody on YouTube yet. I sent out some invites, so we'll see if anybody's gonna come on. um and let's see, what other things can we talk about? So how are we getting our workouts in?
Mhm.
um I know you mentioned, well, actually, I saw you doing some workouts, and you do early morning workouts, correct? Do you ever
Yes,
work out at night or in the evening?
I do work out in the evenings and at night. Sometimes I kind of stay away from that just because then I find myself wanting to keep eating at
Oh,
night. Yeah, so that's my only thing there. My body's kind of used to that, where it's kind of allows myself after a workout. But if I need to do a workout in the evening time, I don't. There's nothing against it. But yeah, in the workouts, the biggest workouts and the biggest focus that I have is because our mobility stretches or functional training methods, where the biggest resistance that you're using is your body. And I think we've grown up in this media age over the past 20 or 30 years of training, looking intense, and a guy doing ropes, and a guy doing 50 pull-ups, and someone doing crazy push-ups with like 45 pounds on his back. And I think all that is dandy, and there's a place for that. But I think what we have to start understanding is that fitness is not elite training. When we think about fitness or us getting in shape, we shouldn't be thinking about elite training methods. Because if we start going there, I don't even have a chance. The stuff that the professionals are doing, the stuff that is recommended by trainers to do with with people that are in shape, I can't even do. They're doing like they're doing the thing where there's like you have like a step in front of you, or like the bench in front of you, and you step on that, and you have like pounds that you're holding on. You have dumbbells that you're holding on each hand. After like four on each leg, I'm dead. I'm like, what are we doing this for? You know what I mean? I either want to lose weight or I want to get explosive, and this is just adding muscle mass on me, and I don't want to do that. You know what I mean? So my whole thing is getting back to the fundamentals of what training was back at like in gym class. You know what I mean? Where you had
okay.
to do squats, jumping jacks. You had to hold planks. You know what I mean? You had to do stretching. You had to touch your toes. That's what fitness is. Fitness is not elite training, and I think that's what we have, because if someone's going to reach down to their toes, not a lot of people are gonna click on that and say, "Oh, that's something that I should apply in my training." But if you have someone with a squat rack on their back, and they're doing like 45 pounds, and they throw that off and they jump in the pool, everyone's like, "Oh, I need to do that. That's a great workout," because it looks cool, right? But at the end of the day, the elite fitness is not elite training. What we have to figure out for each person is that fitness is what I need to do to my body to get it back to normal. Everyone's normal is different. Whether it's a big waist, big shoulders. Like for me, I naturally have big hips. I'm just wider in the hips and not so big up top. But at the same token, that doesn't mean I have an excuse to be wider. I can still be toned as much as I can. So the biggest thing is understanding that mobility stretches, functional training, just everything that I do is literally minimum equipment to no equipment at all. If you have a
Okay.
yeah, if the equipment that you're using, maybe a chair, maybe a ball, whatever ball, it doesn't have to be a medicine ball, maybe a basketball, just to add some resistance, in terms of, or maybe just doing a squat and holding the ball in front of you, or doing like a wall squat and holding the ball in front of you just to get your hands off your knees. Nothing too crazy, but it's for me, it's the customization, it's the workouts that you choose for that specific person. What I would recommend for Jewel is not the same beginner level workouts that I do for somebody else. And that's the biggest thing. The beginner workouts have to be customized as much as possible. Once everyone
Yeah.
gets in shape, then everyone can kind of do the same thing. That's not a problem. That's why people love going to classes and group sessions, because everyone kind of do it, right? But no one wants to do
Right.
personal sessions because they're like, oh, I know they're gonna push me. Oh, I know they're gonna challenge me. So for me, it's the customization is in the beginning, the first 1 or 2 weeks. What I give to this person is might be totally different to what I'm going to give to that person, just to get you back on track. And then once you're kind of at that road, okay, let's start incorporating some of the normal workouts that someone
Yeah.
might do. Go from there.
I like that. I like that. And you know what's funny is because I only use my 10-pound weights, I have my ball. And then when I'm waiting for the water, the tea water to get hot, or I may have a cup of coffee, I'm literally working out on the counter. Well, using the counter to do my workout. So
Mhm.
I understand what you're saying. And those are, to me, what I do them all day long. Like if
Mhm.
I'm at home, I get more reps in just
Yeah,
doing that at home than
yeah.
I would if I were going to work out. And I really like working out at home. I like working out just outside with my yoga mat, and I find that I get more reps done, and
Mhm.
I like when my arms start forming because I'm not 20 years old. So it helps me when I do my workout with very little gadgets, shall I say.
Yeah, I think that's the biggest thing is because when you're starting something, you want to start something and not have so much kind of objects or objections to kind of deal with and checklists. Did I grab that? Did I grab that? Did I grab that? Did I do this? Did I do this? And by the time you get through 5 or 6 things, you're like, okay, I don't even want to do it anymore. So I just like the home workouts because I find that most people uh, can kind of do. I like to incorporate, especially if someone's working out for the first time and they start wanting to do something. I recommend 2 workouts a day, and right away they get scared. They're like, "Oh my gosh, no! What am I going to do?" And it's not like nothing like that. But the first session or the first workouts of the day is getting you ready to work out. Literally, I'll have you on your back for 10 minutes, just doing different stretches with your legs,
Yeah.
with your hips, with your shoulders, just to get your body ready for working out, and then go do your day. Go do what you got to do, whatever, and then meet me back, 5, 6 o'clock, and then now let's do a little mini workout, and from there. So what you're doing in terms of getting reps is nothing wrong. And then the only thing from that, Jewel, is when someone says, "Well, how do I lose weight?" Well, the biggest thing that you have to do is your heart. Your heart is a muscle, and it's you have to pump it, and the only way it pumps is when you start breathing hard. And when you breathe hard, it's not about how high and how hard you're breathing. It's just about how long you can just breathe hard for. If you start feeling, wow, I'm going up these stairs and it's kind of taking my heart, that's fine. Just stay at that rate. Don't keep doing more. Don't keep, adding more weight. Just stay at that heart rate. But just can you do it for another 10 seconds? Can you do it for 15 seconds? Can you do it 20 seconds? And then once you've done it for a good amount, maybe 30 seconds, then just stop. But that stopping
Yeah.
is different from each person. Like for me, I'm more in shape, so my stopping has to be I'm sprinting and then I gotta literally I have to stop and then like walk as slow as I can. For other
That's
individuals, for other individuals, they have to gradually slow down where we can't say, okay, 30-second sprint, 30 seconds off, 30-second sprint. They can't do that. Their whole body is off. So it might be 30 seconds, hard jog or a hard walk. And then it's maybe 2 minutes slow walk. Let's get that heart rate all the way back down. And then we
yeah.
can And that's when your metabolism starts, oh, wait, what's going on here? Once you start pumping the heart, that starts giving the juices to the metabolism, that body engine, they start working for you. And that's when you can start feeling better, you feel lighter, you feel more focused. And that's when, for me, it's like a gut cleanse. When you start going at that metabolism. It starts working at the gut, starts pumping the blood all throughout the body where you need it to go, and where your body's sufficient. Sometimes if you got a little pain in the leg or something, it's a little sore. This is your chance to get some more blood cells in there, have it do its work, and your body's just recovering at a faster rate. So, yeah. So for me, I love the fact of home workouts. I think, like I said, we got into this mindset of elite training, and honestly, most of the time that we see going to the gym back in the day were elders. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Retired, the people that were retired, the stay-at-home moms, the dads that had business on the go. It wasn't everyday people. But what happened was, with our nutrition got out of line, bad habits, and obesity just got so high. Everyone's now thinking like an athlete, and that's so crazy because it's not normal. You know what I mean? An athlete's lifestyle shouldn't be anywhere, maybe a little in terms of discipline and kind of routine. But in terms of my lifestyle, shouldn't be the same as Jules, but it's starting to correlate, right? Athlete, normal person, everyday person, and
Yeah.
that's why everyone's got to stay sharp because it literally shifted, and now everyone's got to be more accountable. And I want to stay away from $200 memberships a month at gyms, and you're only in there maybe a week, 2 times, 3 times, wasting money, going somewhere where you don't feel comfortable, not getting the knowledge that you need to get better. You're going to a gym and you got to pay someone on top of that to help you train. It's like, well, what am I paying for a gym then? You know what I mean? I'm
I
paying
know.
because,
That's crazy, right? Right.
you know what I
Well,
mean?
that is definitely crazy because I know a lot of people spend money going to the gym. I know they have some prices where it's like $10 to $20 a month, but they really don't know how to start out. So let's take a quick break. We'll
Okay.
come back and you and I can have our little private chat, but we'll take about a 2 or 3 minute break and see what we can do. So stand by and we'll be back, people. Don't go away. And we're back. Thank you guys. We were just giving you a little bit of time to take a break in hopes that you guys will come back on to ask questions. And that was okay, Martin. I didn't think to just put myself out there, but it's okay. It's our platform. We can do what we want to do.
Of course. Yeah, of course. And I think in this show, there's some people that are. It's later in the evening, so there's a lot going on. So some people can't join at the beginning. So this is a chance for them to catch up and see what's going on. So yeah, if anyone has any questions or if they want to jump in on the live and ask us a question or any issues that they have, this is their chance to go from there. But I was just writing notes for our next show where I really want to talk about the protein shakes and just talk about the pros and cons and kind of what people just don't know about what's going on. You think that the FDA is there to protect you, and they're doing literally a minimum job at that in terms of kind of what products they put out there, what products are allowed to be put out there to consume. And at the same token, there are a lot of good things they've done over the last few years, but still at the same token, it's they put something out there that they approve, and then all of a sudden you're getting lawsuits and people coming after that company that said they were perfectly fine a couple years ago. So yeah, I would love to debate that a little bit. Not debate, but just go over it, see what people think about it, and see if there's other brands that I'm associate of one that I think for me is bar none. But like I said, I don't want to hold a biased opinion. I am more open-minded in terms of kind of seeing what else is out there, and I know who the other ballers are. There's only a couple others out there. One is the one that I'm with, associate with, and then there's maybe a handful there in the whole world. So like I said, the misconception that we have that oh, I got this from GNC, or oh, this is a top vitamin D product that I got pills from Walgreens or Walmart. Bad, really not what you're looking for, especially when it comes to even protein shakes along that with vitamins,
Yeah.
but with protein shakes as well. So that would be something that I would like to maybe discuss at another time.
Yes, and you definitely, that's something we can talk about because you want good vitamins. Because even like, for example, vitamin D, a lot of people are like, oh, I'm taking vitamin D3. And I'm like, how many IUs are you taking? And it may be anywhere from 1,000 to 5,000, but they're not a good brand. So
Mhm.
therefore, they don't know that they should be taking it at nighttime versus daytime, or yeah,
Exactly.
daytime or nighttime, because it's time release. I think a lot of people are just taking whatever they can get their hands on because they know that it's something good to take, but
Yeah,
they really don't understand if it's not a good quality, you're only going to get so much of the vitamin D in
exactly.
your system. So that is another topic we can embark on, because people have to get used to us being on here, understanding that we can answer questions. And questions, like we said before, questions that they may have for their doctor, but they have to wait a whole 3 to 6 months to ask the question.
Hmm.
And they can ask it here on our channel.
Yeah, I mean that's exactly it. This is their chance to kind of pick our brain when we're doing this, and it's a chance for them to kind of uh, get a step ahead in terms of their own knowledge of their own body. I mean, you know, the biggest thing that you're going to learn about this, the biggest thing that you learn is more about your own body. You know what I mean? So, like I said, I think when Jewel and I are speaking, we're not speaking at a conscious of we're working with other people and we see results there. I think the biggest thing is that with our own selves we see the changes and such forth from there. So that's why we feel so strong in encouraging these practices, because we're listening to our own. We practice our own preach, and it's something that we take very serious. And as you can see, different parts of the country, different age, female, male, but along the token, it's understanding there's a principle. We have to be aligned, and it doesn't it doesn't matter hobbies and this and that, and what I like to do and what she likes to do, this and that. It's the fact that as a human being, and especially as an adult, there has to be accountability in terms of the kind of person that you want to be and the person that you're putting out as a role model. I know a lot of people when they come around me or they get to know me, they ask me like, "Hey, how old are you?" And I'm like, "Oh, I'm in mid 30s." They don't believe it. They're like, "You look like you're in your mid 20s." And I'm like, "How?" They're like, "Yeah, I know people that are like your age and they're already bald." And I'm like, and they're like, "Wow, you got a full set of hair, you got your full thick beard, your skin's fine, this and that." And honestly, they're like, "Oh, it's in the genes, DNA." And my dad's had what, almost two? He's no one hair transplant. He was about to do a second one. My uncle's thin hair. My one of my other uncles did a hair transplant. My other uncle bald. You know what I mean? So it's not something where you, I'm a victim of. You know, if I let that be controlled, and it wasn't something where I was like, I got to take care of my hair. I want to use the best products. No, I just made sure I ate well, and I made sure that I took care of my body because I started figuring out that the root of the hair is this is just dead. This is just dead. The root, the health of the hair is in the scalp and in kind of what you're eating in the blood and starts forth from there. So when I started figuring that out, it didn't matter if I was buying $5 shampoo or $10 shampoo or $15 shampoo. For me, I was like, well, the biggest thing I got to do is fix the inside, and then from there, obviously, I want to be more delicate with the shampoo and conditioner and start from there because the quality does matter. But the biggest thing is I can't have that rely on shampoo to make sure that my hair is not going to go bald. I have to make sure I'm not doing any practices where I'm putting a lot of pressure on my hair or on my head or practicing unhealthy habits or not being active and not being mobile. I mean, not being as fit. So it's a lot of things, and it feels good. It feels good when people are surprised, like, oh, you're that old, and wow, you look good for your age, and it's good, and we're not getting any younger, so why not just prolong the aging process? You know what I mean? And so that's all it is there, and it's just to be a role model. You know what I mean? Um, I don't think that I'll be affecting the adults that I come around unless we start talking business. Then like, okay, I got to take this guy serious. But the biggest thing is the kids that I come across, whether they're in high school or in middle school, and as soon as they start talking, they kind of see, okay, how he's talking looks like the way he moves. I should maybe listen to him. So the messenger does matter in the message, and that's how I want to be from there. So and it's also where people will take you more serious. I know as a man, I know obviously yes, there are wealthy men who are overweight, obese, chubby. I'm not saying anything about that. You can be chubby in as much as you want, but as a first time meeting, usually, and especially over in America, it's fine, but especially overseas when you're doing business, it's something where they do look at that as a factor. You know what I mean? And different parts of the world are different, obviously. But just in the general terms, when they see someone a little more fit, healthy, they okay, this guy's focused, he's determined, he's determination is there, he's focused, looks like he can take care of his body. Okay, he looks like he can be sharp on taking care of a business as well. Now, I'm not saying, if you're fit and healthy, you can manage a business, but those same principles of being consistent, working when you don't want to, grinding when you don't feel like it, those same principles, those same things, seeds kind of plant into those same kind of materials, whether it's for a business or whether it's working out. So yeah, for me, it's just being a role model. You know what I mean? I'll never forget that. When my dad had told me that, and we went to I think I explained this story one time. Right, went to a soccer practice, a soccer tryout. I was like 9 years old, 10 years old. I was like going out. The boys were cool. I was getting along with them. We had our first water break. I enjoyed my time with them. And and tryouts are usually a little most of the time nervous for kids. They don't know who was going to be there, who's going to make the team, and such. So I was nervous, and I liked. I was like, "Wow, I can make the team." This that. My dad grabbed me. He's like, "Hey, we're leaving. We're going. We're gonna go." And I was like, "Wow, what's going on?" He's like, "The coach. The coach is fat. The coach is overweight. He's not gonna show you how to move and do this move and do that move, or even how to run and make a run." Or he's like, no, we're gonna go. So it's maybe that's not the best example to grow up with, but like I said, it brought accountability. You know what I mean? And I think in
But
this,
it was okay. Yeah.
it wasn't like a bullying, it wasn't putting someone down, but it was just reality. It woke me up, and I was like, yeah, that's kind of true. You know what I mean? And that's all it is. We just want to bring accountability. Um, there are many people that are that are that preach these things, but not many practice these. And I can just tell, you know what I mean? Because by the way they act, the way they respond back to people, the way their character is over time. Obviously, someone can be, you know, cool or relieved, or I found my new self for 2 weeks, but can you keep that for 8 months? Can you keep that for nine months? Can you keep that for a year? You know, and that's when you're really making changes to yourself, and that's all you want to do is just make sure that this is something where you have to start somewhere, and it's not going to be fixed or there's no end to it. All there is you started the fix for yourself, and now we have to now the journey begins to your best self, and every day is going to feel like your best self. You're going to be 3 months from now, you're like, man, I thought I was at my best self, but now it's 3 months later and I feel even better. Wow, this is amazing. And you're just going to get better, more wise, more knowledgeable about yourself, what you can do, what you can't do. And you'll be more in the willing of pushing yourself out of your comfort zone. And if you really want to grow mind, body, and spirit, it's when you get out of your comfort zone. And we can be in our comfort zone so much. It's so easy to get into it with our computers, our laptops, our Netflix, our favorite snacks. Is just a couple clicks away with a DoorDash delivery, you know, and you can just get back in your comfort zone and hide. But you know, when you're out of your comfort zone, that's when you're really making changes for yourself, and you really see, oh, this is not so bad. You know, obviously in the beginning, and now the beginning is maybe for some person it might be a week, for some person it might be 2 weeks, but whenever the initiation starts, um, you're already done with it. And one quote that I love, I just read it last week was um, the quote said, "When the best time to plant the tree was 20 years ago. The next best time to plant the tree is now." And that I look at that as the same way in terms of the accountability for healthy choices or for getting your body back where you want it to be. Obviously, you know, we could have been working out for 5, 10 years. Well, it didn't happen. You didn't do it 20 years ago. So the next best time, the next best time is now. And I know some people even say, you know, it's Friday or Saturday and say, oh, Monday. You can literally get half of the week done if you just start on that Friday. Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, you already get 4 workouts in before that even Monday comes. You know what I mean? So that quote really humbled me. It grounded me, and it was nice to reflect on a little bit. So it was nice to see, and I'll repeat it again just in case. So the quote said, "The best time to plant the tree was 20 years ago. The next best time is now." So yeah, a great quote that I found. Not something I made up, no, for sure not me, but I forgot who I just came across on a meme or something on one of my news feeds, and I should have saved it. But the quote I remembered. So yeah, a definite something definitely I could relate to, and I like to reach out to. So yeah, is anyone wanting to jump on and kind of get some questions answered, or any issues that they kind of come across, or any problems that we kind of resolve with myself and Jewel here? We kind of pick your brain, and or if you want to jump on video with us and explain, you're more than welcome. Um, but yeah, like I said, I think this is our first full podcast with our intro and such forth from there. So we got all the technicals ready. This time I think it was my fault that I was late. I was trying to open up through Safari browser when I should have just opened up through Chrome. But you know, now that's good to go there. And like I said, this is an opportunity for you guys each week to jump in and pick our brains. So it's starting relatively at the bottom of the hour, 6 p.m. Pacific, 5 p.m. Mountain Time, and then oh sorry, 7 p.m. Mountain Time, 6 p.m. Pacific, and you guys can jump in with
Right.
us each week from there. So, well, one question that I wanted to ask, and I saw that Marie had brought it up, was she said that she does her workouts at 5 a.m. and I know, and I do believe that she's on the East Coast, and that'd be something interesting to deal with, because I know on the west side it's literally maybe 2 a.m. Here, and I know if around that time, 5 a.m. Eastern, would be around 4 a.m. Central Time. So, and I do know, I don't know what it is, but in the East Coast, a lot more people are getting up early in the morning than compared to other parts of the country. So I know in the Midwest, not a lot of people are waking up at 6 in the morning, but 6 in the morning, 5 in the morning Eastern time or New York time, man, people are it's like the morning's already going, you know? So they really do mean when they say the city never sleeps. Man, it seems like East Coast is always alive. So the reason I brought that up is because I'm going to be starting my Mondays. My mornings. But it's going to be a little later, where it's 9 a.m. Pacific, or sorry, 8 a.m. Pacific, 5 a.m. 8 a.m. Eastern, 5 a.m. Pacific, and it's something where I don't mind waking up whether it's 4 or 5, but I want to see what's the best time slot for our audience, whether it is a possible 7 a.m. their time or 8 a.m. their time, and we can start getting these workouts in for people to jump in. And like I said, the biggest thing in the morning is just mobility, getting you feeling good from your core, literally from your hips all the way down to your toes and up to your shoulders, to get you going, feeling good. And then from there, like I said, you can tackle your day and go on from there. So I'm going to see if I can get Marie to jump on maybe later in the morning on a Eastern time zone. Maybe she can jump in at 8 a.m. and jump in on a workout. So next week, yeah, if anyone wants to find out, I'm going to do it for next week. I'm possibly even thinking for the next 2 weeks. But what I'm going to do is they're going to be free Zoom workouts for people to jump into. It's every Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and Saturday. I know most people are great with weekday workouts, but as soon as they come to the weekends, that's where everything goes downhill. So I want to help you out a little bit. Let's tackle that Saturday morning, give you a chance to kind of start your weekend well, and then you come back to us on Monday. So yeah, so next week, and I am going to be promoting that more on my social platforms as well. But yeah, next week, as we end the last week of February and we start the first week of March, I want people to kind of get going and start feeling good, because I know by the end of March, everyone knows what's happening. Spring break, whether you're traveling or you're not traveling, throughout the whole country, nice weather is starting to come around the corner. And I know some people want to go out to vacation. Tax season's around the corner, so they want to get away before all that starts happening. And this is a chance for you to kind of tackle your goals for the in the next month, to kind of get you where you want to go. And you know what? I just made a decision. I'm going to give 2 weeks free of live classes every morning, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and Saturday. Jump in to kind of help people get on the up. So it'll be 8 a.m. Eastern time, 5 a.m. Pacific, and you guys can jump in with me. You just have to sign up through my Patreon, and you get an email link sent directly to you, and you just click on that link. You're going to be invited to a video, and you just follow along from there. And like I said, in details, you won't need any equipment, especially in these next 2 weeks. You might need a space of maybe 3x3 space, a mat if you want, maybe even a towel. I recommend a towel is also sufficient as well, because we're not going to do anything too crazy. But like I said, we're going to start going at the body and start making you feel muscles in areas you haven't felt in a while. But like I said, it's all going to be at a relatively beginner level, intermediate level on what you need. And this is the level that majority of people, even myself, I stay at. I don't go into the elite stuff just because I don't need to. And like I said, this is where I kind of manage my training methods from there. So yeah, I'm gonna post that, reply to everybody on that. So if they want to jump in, more than welcome. And then we can also, get some people jumping in on our lives to get some testimonials and see kind of what's working, what's not working, and we can kind of work with them throughout the week from there. So yeah, I'm excited. I'm gonna go after this. I'll make sure to get all the links and stuff up and going, and I'll be looking forward to having individuals jump on. And like I said, on the Zooms, you don't have to have your camera on. You don't have to have your mic on. Everything can be blank. My camera will be on. My mic will be on, and you can just follow along from there. And like I said, if you have any questions, you can always have your camera off so you feel more comfortable. and you can either send in questions via chat in that Zoom, or you can send in questions via just putting your mic on and just asking me a question if you feel comfortable enough with everyone there. So yeah, it was a good little way to end the going to the end of the show. But like I said, it's for us, and I know for you as well. It's not really about the money. It really isn't about the money. We've said that from day one. It's about the change, and once we find people that want to change, and the people that want to get help, okay, then you can use our service. But I don't want to provide services for people that don't want to get help or think they know better. Or I want to provide services for the person that's tried 4 or 5 different things and it's not working. For the person that is, listening to this trainer, listening to this podcaster, and it seems like it's not working. What do I do? And we can be that voice in the middle to kind of give you another route and give you another option, give you another perspective. So, like I said, people that know it all, good for you. Continue doing what you want to do. But at the same token, if you're not getting the results that you want, then I think you kind of have to humble yourself and ask yourself, well, okay, I need to open my mindset a little bit and get help. And I think that's the hardest, because you've been following something for so long, and now you're 28, 29 years old, and like, how am I going to ask for help? I made it seem like I knew what I was doing all these years. That's life. That's what life is all about. Even Jeff Bezos, who made Amazon isn't what it is. When it was in 1996, 1997, people were making fun of him. Literally, the people that are going to meetings with him now and laughing with him now, they were laughing at his business idea back in the day. Like, oh, online book selling? Oh, this guy's crazy. You know what I mean? And now it's a mecca, literally a mecca. So, like I said, this is for the people that want to change, the people that aren't seeing the changes. This is your safe haven. This is where you're not going to get ridiculed. You're not going to get put down. You're not going to, oh, how could you do that? Oh, you were doing that. I was even manipulated.
Gotta work it out.
Yeah, I was even manipulated with some of the training techniques and methods back in the day. And I was like, man, I'm getting pain. What the heck? Like my elbows, I can't do any pull-ups. Like, what the heck's going on? Because I was doing a bad technique, and it was more about reps instead of it was more quantity than quality. And it was just leading me down the wrong pathway. You know what I mean? And after a while, you can do my bandages and my wraps. It looks cool going to the gym, making it seem like I'm a hard trainer, but it was getting me nowhere. You know what I mean? So I was like, it's not normal for me to wrap my elbow every single time I'm doing pull-ups. I can't even do 10 pull-ups. So I had to break down what I'm eating, how I'm training, and just do it myself. And everything from there just seemed a lot better. So yeah, this is just about bringing a self-awareness and bringing that accountability to you. And then, like I said, we want to be the ones to kind of help you from there.
Well, you definitely gave them a lot to digest. And like we said, this will be the platform where people can come on and talk about health and wellness, their workout. I went out for a minute. I don't know what that was all about. But we
Yeah.
used to do walk and talks on Saturdays. So that was normally at 6 and 7 in the morning, my time. And a lot of my friends were Central Standard Time and Eastern Standard Time.
Okay.
So I'm going to also, yeah, try and figure out if they want to have a session on Saturday mornings, but I'm not really for certain. I think I like the evenings. If anything, maybe tweak it a little bit earlier. But I know people aren't asleep. They may not want to get on a platform and talk, but I want them to understand that they can come on even in their pajamas, because they're only
Yeah.
coming on a yeah, they're coming on the platform to talk and to plan. And that's what we, mentioned today. Um, was what does your schedule look like? So feel free to come on in your pajamas. We are, you know, get you a snack or your tea or whatever you're drinking, and let's plan on Thursday nights so that you can be your best self. So, with that being said, our time is up. We appreciate you guys, and I sent out invites and everything. I don't know if they needed to come on. I didn't see anyone on YouTube. I tried to look for questions, comments, concerns. A lot of people mentioned they would try to come on, and that's perfectly fine. They now can see if they click the repeat, click replay. Make sure that you join us on YouTube. And also on Facebook. We may be right at 7 p.m. Mountain Time, or we may be a little delayed. So if you click the notifications, you will get the notification as to when we do come on live. It may be between the top of the hour, 15 minutes late. It just depends because, you know, we try to come on and be consistent with the times, but life happens. So just know that uh, to follow us, go to the link tree. I believe I put it in when you're watching the reruns or the replay. You'll be able to see. I'll put it down right now on the runner so you can see that it's Linktree Simply Jewel. And you can also Cash App. If you want to Cash App me, I'll make sure I'm here on time. But if I don't get any Cash Apps, guess what? It is what it is. I'll get here as soon as I can
Yeah,
because time is money and money is time.
exactly.
And I know that they get that as well. So, with that being said, I thank you all for coming on. This is the end of our show. I will leave the times, and don't forget to join us live on Tuesday. Is Tuesday afternoon, where we will have a new topic, and it's only going to be 30 minutes. And then Thursday evenings will be our hour sessions. So, okay, everyone, just click the replay. If you wanted to come on, put something in the comments section. We'll stay on for a few more minutes. If you have a question, comment, or concern, talking about your daily schedule and how do you plan? Do you work out in the daytime? Do you work out at night? Go ahead and put your comments in this section, and we'll be sure to answer you as soon as we can. Okay. Well, Martin, it's been real. I just knew we were going to have participation, but that's okay. They can now see what we're doing and can join us on Tuesday afternoon, 1 p.m. Mountain Time, 12 p.m. Pacific Time. Just follow the posts. We've been posting all over so you guys can get used to us. And that's pretty much it for now. In closing, do you have any words, Martin?
No, yeah. The main thing for me, and I know some people with the workouts in the morning or in the evening. The biggest thing for me, especially for someone to work out, who's beginning to work out or they want to get back on track, I like to implement in the morning just because now when you do have those challenges, you kind of have some shield or you kind of have some protection helping you. You did that workout, you got some blood flow going. You opened up your hips, you open up your core, and now you can kind of get on the daily. And for me, that's the person when I'm like, hey, did you feel better? hey, did the morning come out a little
Yeah.
differently? And they're like, yeah, I kind of felt a little more up this morning. I kind of felt a little more loose or a little less back pain. Because for someone to work out in the evening and then they don't really have anything else to do later in the day, then I really can't test them or see if there's any benefit. I really want to. I'm gonna give you what you're gonna do for that day, and I'm gonna test you that day. Hey, you should start feeling better now, not next week, not 1 month. That's how serious I am and how confident I am with myself in terms of understanding who's in front of me and understanding what they need to kind of get back to where they need to go. So that's the only thing for me. Trust me, even for me, my workouts are not in the morning. I plan on doing another workout of my own workout later in the day. But like in those mornings, it's just mobility stretching. It's putting resistance, lengthening our muscles, putting a little resistance, so we can start opening up those joints and those tendons, so they're not so compact. And once you start opening up those areas, we can get some blood flow going. And once you get blood flow going in those areas, that's when we kind of relieve pain, and we can get some recovery coming, whether it's in the hips, knees, joint, ankles, shoulders, elbows. I know a biggest thing nowadays is like carpal tunnel, in terms of their hands. People are always on the computer, so there's just things for your forearms to help for your triceps, biceps, shoulders, back, chest, all different types of workouts to get the blood flow going, so you can kind of tackle your day. And I want to
Yeah.
come back by the end of that day and say, hey, what are results? Give me I'm going to ask you maybe 5 or 6 different questions, and you're going to respond back in a scale of 1 to 10, 10 being great, 1 being not so good. And that way I can get a little feedback. Okay, now we need to do this for the next day. Now we need to do this for the next day. And that way they can kind of be excited to get up, right? It's not just, like, people are like, oh, you're just working out. It's like, I want you to be excited to wake up. I want you excited to work out. And once you get that going, the mind starts aligning, the body starts aligning, and all of a sudden the spirit starts waking up. And all of a sudden you start having that self-talk, that accountability starts coming within you. So if I can be that first person to get inside your voice, or the first, sorry, inside your head, or the first voice you listen to, I want to tap into that before you start getting on your phone or before you start doing emails. I want to be the first person you're going to see or the first person you're going to hear. And then I want you to tackle on your day, because, most of the time most people that are coming to me can't do it on their own. That's why you're coming to me. So if you're coming to me, okay, let's tackle it on together. Let's do it together. Let me give you that extra shield, that extra force you need. And then if it's even to get you battling up until like 11 o'clock, 12 o'clock, and you feel good, that's good. Now you can, 1 or 2 o'clock, 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock, battle on your own. At least I'm helping you get majority of your day. I'm helping with the majority of your day. And then from there, you're just going to get better and stronger. So that's the only reason for me in terms of working out early in the morning like that. And it's not really a workout where we're doing squats, push-ups. It starts forth to literally, you'll be on your back for half the time. You'll be doing poses in terms of holding up a certain position for a certain amount of seconds, whether it's a single leg or a plank, and just holding those positions, just waking up the body, waking up the joints. And like I said, nothing too crazy, maybe 20 minutes, 25 minutes, and then help you get your day going. So yeah, and then actual workouts. I do plan on coming out with actual workouts where people can join me on my actual workouts of what I'm doing in the gym, or get a more personalized workout in terms of what I need to do if I want to do jumping jacks, squats, push-ups, what I need to do. Sometimes I don't like to feed people too much of that because they kind of skip step one. It's like
Yeah.
master step one, master that, get that going for 1 or 2 weeks, 3 weeks, see what it feels like, and then we can slowly start implementing, another workout in the day, or maybe more intense work, or maybe a longer workout instead of 20, 25 minutes, maybe now 45 minutes. It's nothing. It doesn't have to be too crazy. Just little things.
That's good. Well, we have a lot of work to do because right now people need help and they're not equating stressors with working out, making healthy choices. So, you guys let us know if you want us to take it slow. Are you getting what we're saying? Do you really need us to? Take it slow and talk to you to help you get a regime for yourself and then go from there, because as you know we also have memberships, so there's so much that one can do to get into alignment. But follow us next Tuesday on Instagram. We'll bid you a good night for tonight, and we'll just go out with our little what can I say? We'll go out with
Theme song. I like
our
it. It
little
was a theme.
theme.
Yeah,
Well,
it's
we
our
may have to end up changing it. I think I heard it on somebody else's page, but
oh
nonetheless,
okay.
it's really nice, and I'm okay with that. So thank you, everyone. We're going out. Leave your messages.